How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? It's your boy Prince back at it again with another 10 for 10. Now, I told you I was doing something different. So today I drove all the way out to, where we at today, man?
Holly, Michigan.
Holly, Michigan, man. If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's all good, man.
They do the Renaissance Festival here.
Oh, Renaissance Festival. All right.
Yeah.
So look, every city got something that is top tier for. But I say it's a real beautiful town, very quiet. Look like it's some real good dining restaurants out here, a couple good cafes. So I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
Happy to have you.
Hell
Welcome.
yeah. So we're gonna start off with the simple stuff, man. Introduce yourself, man. Let people know who you are at home and why I came in the interview today, because he's definitely an important person, man. You're gonna figure that out throughout the interview.
Well, thank you, Prince.
Yeah.
My name's Austin. I currently represent Flo Cannabis.
Okay.
Been a med patient since 2013.
Okay.
Really found a lot of love and passion, for the plant real early on. I've always been somebody who's just about the flavors.
Okay.
That's how I speak to the cannabis that we offer, is just the flavor tones. I don't look at flower as numbers. I look at it for the experience, the differences between this strain, that genetic, just on the direction that it's supposed to take you. So, the feeling, flavor, and effect is really where my main focus is on, and really where my passion really took off for the love for the plant.
How did you grow to become that person? Like, obviously, based on what you're saying, you're a connoisseur, you're a guru now. But like, where did your journey start? Not necessarily within the main industry, but maybe even just flower in general. Like, how did you get to this point, if you don't mind, breaking that up?
Yeah. Really from being a med patient, chasing the names, chasing the flavors, going with my nose.
Okay.
Your nose knows. We all have an endocannabinoid system that is within us. That is your key that unlocks your high.
I was going to ask, can you please explain that to me and the people back home?
That is your key that unlocks your high. We all have an endocannabinoid system that's within us. Everybody's is made up entirely differently.
Okay.
So what I like to guide and direct, like the bud tenders or the people shopping in the stores that might be shopping Flos or other products, is to go with their nose, because really your nose speaks to your endocannabinoid system. I'm sure we've all smelt flower that gives us like chills on the arm, or like the tickle, or like we get like almost like excited, a little grin, a little smile. That is literally those terpenes, those cannabinoids from that plant and that genetic, that pheno, speaking to your endocannabinoid system, saying that these are flavors, terpenes that work for me. The energy piece is probably the biggest piece of all of this for any company. And it's why you can't like mimic the same production from Colorado to California, even all it might be the same cut, following the same SOPs. It's literally the energy when it comes down to the plant. So, it's beyond the SOPs to a certain point. It's the love and care that you put into the plants. They give back. I am a firm believer that you can literally like smoke and taste the love, just like when you have some nice soul food. It's like the same thing. At the end of the day, it's all consumption. It's all feeling, flavor, and effect, right?
Okay.
It's how you react and you respond to it.
Man, bro, this guy is good, man.
The education piece is huge.
Yeah.
It's how we effectively tell our story. With us being a small business, can't be everywhere at once. So really it is up to the bud tenders to say where our grow is, how we got started, how we grow. Our weed sticky. We won Hash Bash Cup awards. The Rainbow Belts won High Times Cannabis Cup last year. Things like that, and when I'm able to effectively do my job to enable and empower those bud tenders, and they're relaying that to the customers, that educational piece is what builds the loyalty. It's what keeps people coming back and actually asking for you. It might even earn you that tip that you gave the customer more than just the products that they're taking home.
A lot of people at home are so big of a consumer, but they just don't know what they need to be educated on. They don't know what they're missing. And honestly, a lot of these people, I think it's not even about finances half the time. It's generally just about lack of knowledge. Because a lot of times when we do educate them on the bud tender standpoint, they come back, they get 2 or 3 of what we educated them on. So we got cut off, but you already know we back at it again. So we kind of stopped. You was giving a shout out to somebody named Trichome Jones.
Trichome Jones, Peninsula Gardens,
PG,
Austin. Them guys, Austin, they be different.
Hell yeah. So I'm glad to just be able to, like I said, highlight, like we were actually talking about before, highlighting some of these people who are the backbone of these industries.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that me and him were kind of talking about before we started this interview is it's cool to see the flower. Like, flower is obviously cool. It's cool to see people smoking at parties and us hanging out and being hippies for the most part. But for every major brand, there's somebody hand rolling all of their pre-rolls. There's somebody who's literally going through every single mom plant to make sure they're ready to be cloned. It's somebody going through all the clones. It's somebody taking all of the flower and putting it in a truck to ship it out to all of the stores. And all these people keep this whole thing going, you know? So that's great that we can kind of give some shout outs to people in the background, because those are the people who make the ball roll, man, and make this thing go. So, and even like my guy right here, bro, he's another one of those people. I mean, great guy, great personality, but at the end of the day, true backbone, you know? How you feel about permanent marker?
I love permanent marker. But
and I'm not against it.
I personally love our permanent markers.
Hell
That's not even biased. That's because we've pheno hunted a ton of them to where ours are uniquely different. We've got like a permanent marker 1, 4, and 5. This last one was permanent marker number 5 that we just released. Really, that sherb and biscotti notes really kind of come through a lot more. I hate to say it, but the majority of these permanent markers out there kind of look, smell, and taste the same.
Yeah,
and
I was going to say that.
Not that I'm not impressed with it. Not that I don't like it, but you get different flavor notes on ours, from the nose to the consumption. It's one of those that's even like a little sneaky on not how it sets and you feel sedated afterwards, but with where that flavor actually translates on the consumption. What you're smelling in the nose, you get. But the way that it really packs and comes through as it's heating and burning, you're like, whoa, this was better than the nose.
No, I love that, man. And actually, I only brought it up not because permanent marker is a bad strain. It's actually one of my favorites, but I'm kind of in the same situation as
Starting to get a little overplayed. Everybody got one.
I like to almost say it might be the new runts. You could almost even say it's the new runts, you know? Every, 10 years we have one that kind of just takes over everything. You had the runts, then you had Gorilla Glue. I know when just OG Kush or Perp, you know, even we can go back to the 90s. Like, it's always that one strain that kind of just knocks all the doors down.
I'm liking these variations of permanent markers. So in-house, we've got permanent marker cross with Zope.
Ooh.
That one's Sharpies.
Ooh, now see, now we talking. Now we talking. Now we on a whole nother planet now, because I didn't even know that was existing. So I might have to get my hands on some of that.
Sharpies, permanent marker cross with Zope. That's where that Z comes in on the end. I like to say that Sharpies is everything that permanent marker is and isn't.
Ooh.
It is gas. It is fuel with a little citrus note action. A little bubbly finish from the Zope cross. I'm a huge fan of that one. That one's second place High Times Cannabis Cup winner this year in the pre-roll category. We didn't even enter it into the flower portion, but it probably would have won.
You heard it first. If you see Sharpies anywhere, permanent markers, Zope, cross, you need to go grab it.
Go grab it.
I'm kind of jealous right now because I haven't tried any. So hopefully
we got one more. We got one more. We got one more cross of the permanent marker. We got permanent cherries. That is dropping this weekend.
This week?
This weekend.
Is this an exclusive?
Permanent cherries.
I think this is an exclusive.
Permanent cherries is permanent marker cross with one of my favorites, lemon cherry gelato.
Oh my gosh. Now, lemon cherry gelato, I actually love. I don't think it's oversaturated. I think the issue with lemon cherry gelato, and you make it contested, is either you do it really right, and some people do it amazing, or some people don't do it good at all. But when it's good, it's the best.
Best of both worlds.
It's the best.
I love the Zope. I love permanent marker. I love lemon cherry gelato. We just brought those together. That's Flos Cannabis.
Flos Cannabis, man. You heard it first. And honestly, Flos is huge. We sell them at KOB. So go to any King of Buds and you can, indulge in anything that my guys talk about today. So let's just take it back, right? I wanna talk to high school you, bro.
All right.
I wanna talk to knucklehead.
Let's go.
Bro. So I'm saying high school pothead, light the car up you. Did you ever expect that you would be in this position?
No, because honestly, I didn't smoke weed till my junior year of high school.
Oh man, what?
Yeah, I grew up with a dad in law enforcement. My number one love, my number one goal was basketball.
Basketball?
Was basketball.
Okay, you definitely can't mix those two.
I was like, I am focused on sports. I want to get a scholarship. I want to do all that. And then junior year, something changed, and I was like, you know what, it ain't all about playing ball. I just want to have some fun, go to college, have a good time.
Hell yeah.
And
What college you go to if you don't mind me asking?
Central Michigan
Oh,
University,
shout out to
fire up
Central,
chips.
yeah. You know, you never really smoked before, or if you're somebody who only does like 1 joint or 2 joints like a week, if you're hanging around people who like to smoke the big stuff, the moon rocks, the frosted buds, I wouldn't recommend you just jump on that. You know, don't listen to somebody like, hey, this is gonna get you where you wanna be. Take your time with it, man. Start with the, you know, the lower end pre-rolls, maybe a 23%, 24% THC, maybe something that you understand is grown clean and correctly. I try to tell all my new smokers, the best thing about smoking is understanding what's grown clean, what's not old. Check out harvest dates. You know what I'm saying? Old weed can be a huge thing too. I think a lot of times when people are coughing and getting bad taste from a lot of stuff, I think a lot of it has to do with just old product.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately that comes down to, you know, who's selling the product, but it also comes down to the consumer too, man. You know, if you're educated on things, it makes it easier to buy. I want to get people more knowledgeable to actually look at these things, look at the expiration dates, pay attention if a company is saying that they have a clean facility, pay attention to a company that's telling you how they grow or showing you their facility. Those are going to be the things that should draw you to it, not 87%, you know, wax covered, you know, which some of those things aren't bad if you're ready for those things, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't ruin it for yourself. Like,
literally,
you gotta ease into it. It doesn't mean like I'm smoking cannabis now, I need to try a moon rock. I need to try some THCA.
No, not
I need
at
to
all.
see how this distillate cart hits, this live resin cart hits,
Not
this
at
rosin
all,
hits.
man.
Like, it's not a time to dabble into everything.
Man.
You know, it's to see what works for you in that current state, and then just gradually expose yourself into trying other things or to complement it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need the whole rig to do like a dab. Like, you can scoop something that has a little bit drier consistency, might be a little bit more clay-like, and pack that into your cones if you can't roll a joint. You know, like, I like to call it getting crafty with cannabis, or getting a bud and beyond. These are just some things that I've educated,
trademark that bud
I've
and beyond,
educated, and I have enabled my bud tenders to simplify the consumption process for, like, how to sell 1 gram concentrate to a non-dabber 101 kind of stuff. So everybody out here is just trying to ride this fine line of, how do I become profitable, and how do I find a product that people can still consume and be okay with? We don't want people to just be okay with products. There's so many people that are in this for different things. We're in this because we love this. If we were in this for making money, we wouldn't be growing the way that we are growing. You know what I mean? We're not making any sacrifices to quality. We're making quality adjustments. And that's the difference between us and 60%, 70% of the industry.
And when he says us, he means
Flos.
Shout out to Flos, man. We got to keep oh, yeah, I even see out the back. So like I keep saying, man, quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. That should be what you're putting in the back of your mind as a consumer, man. This industry it's going to have a lot of quality. There's going to be a lot of options because it's cool. It's a fun industry. It's something that people love to jump in and then jump right out. It's something, sometimes people jump in and they never get out, you know? So it's one of those industries to where it's always going to be attractive to people who don't even love it, unfortunately. But when you're sitting here and you're going out and you're buying these pre-rolls, you're spending your hard-earned money, you know, you're going to work every day, you should pay attention to some of the things that my guy is saying because it will help out your journey in the long run, and it might save you a couple bucks.
And you'll have a better experience.
Trust me.
The more you know, the more you grow. And really, it's just about like educating yourself and educating others, and only empowering one another to support the people that are doing it right. The people who aren't taking shortcuts. At the end of the day, the people who are good people.
So it's some special people that are a part of these brands that a lot of people just don't pay attention to, whether it's somebody who's hand rolling the pre-rolls, whether it's the guy who's taking the huge shipments of flour to the dispensaries to make sure it's on time, whether it's the person going through all the clones or their mom plants, checking them to make sure, I don't know, not any mold or everything looks good. So is there any shout outs you want to give to somebody at Flos or multiple people at Flos who just you think deserve that recognition, man?
Yeah. Teddy.
Hell yeah.
Teddy is Timmy's right-hand man. Helps him out in the garden, does anything that needs to be done. Teddy's girlfriend, Leah.
Hell yeah.
Leah was actually there before Teddy, and honestly, one of the true OGs there, part of the group. She goes by Young Terp.
Y'all got some cool names, man.
Y-U-N-G. She's Asian.
Hell yeah.
Korean.
Yeah.
But shout out those guys. Shout out Izzy. Really, those guys they bust ass all day, every day. You know, they're just a piece of the puzzle, but big pieces. You know, the team of Flo Cannabis right now is really like it's like we're like 6 people really, and that's including Timmy. I'm the guy that's out on the road doing the sales, helping run the socials, doing marketing stuff. We might like hire outside contractors like photographers, videographers, different people that are going to do some jobs for us. But as far as like the people who put everything they got into it, show up every day, or you know they're doing whatever's asked of them, Teddy, Leah, and Izzy.
Yeah, yeah.
Izzy is a super cool emo chick, down to earth, carries good energy, good vibes. You know, it's about keeping and maintaining that energy. With us being a smaller company, there's less that comes in through the door.
You said 6 people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that's great. Because I my favorite quote, and I don't know, I just live by this. I think it's better to have 4 wolves than 100 sheep. So remember that, man. 4 wolves. And I don't know if you've been seeing the 100 men versus 1 gorilla shit.
Oh
man.
yeah, the simulation. Yeah. I started watching that, but I didn't get to where they finally clash.
So no, this has been awesome. Everything that you have told me today is great, and I'm hoping if you're looking back home, you realize that, man, this guy right here is definitely one-on-one, man. It's a lot of people out here who have this knowledge, but they might not be ready to share it, or they might not be able to share it in the right way till you understand it. So to be able to get somebody out like this for y'all, and you know, at the beginning of my content journey, it means a lot to me. So thank you. I'm gonna just end it with that. Thank you so much for even coming out.
It's an
honor.
honor.
Your time, man.
Really,
Hell
really.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's an honor, and you know, it's just as big of a deal for me to get to meet you and be with you and be welcomed on. You know, I feel like the special one, really.
What you gonna be smoking on later from Flos at the Growers Gala, man? What should I expect to see you puffing on later? What strands from Flos?
So it's likely gonna be this new drop. We got that permanent cherries that I talked about.
Shout out
That's the permanent cherries crossed with lemon cherry gelato.
Yeah.
Then we've got Airheads, which is all candy. That one is runts crossed with white runts.
Oh my gosh.
And then we might have a little bit of Code Red, which is just like the soda pop.
Okay, so all those is top tier. Kind of got my mouth watering. Kind of made me a little hungry. I'm gonna be honest with you. But like I said, this was amazing. Make sure y'all keep tapping in for more 10 to 10s. I'm gonna bring y'all more content like this. We're gonna do interviews, tours, the whole 9. Hopefully, maybe one day we can see the Flos, you know, facility. Yeah. I got it on my calendar. It's a little, you know, travel away, but I'm gonna make a day for it, man. I'm gonna take a whole day off. Me and my wife, we're gonna travel up there, and we're gonna have something real special for y'all. But other than that, man, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
This was awesome, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys, and if you would, check us out on Instagram at Flos_can. That is FLOS_CAN. And you can check out our website at flosmichigan.com. The last thing I want to leave you with is Flos is Latin for the prime state. It also means beauty and blossom. You can't have flow without Flos, and you're going to be floating with Flos.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's not floss. It's Flos.
Flos, man.
If we were floss, the dentist would have been putting us on first.
Man, this is great. See y'all later, man.
Thank you.